Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, from 1 to 3 p.m. as I get to ride home with you in the afternoons. You can find us on the radio, icradio.media, in Christ Radio. Some people say ice cream radio, but however you want to call it, you can check on us there as well. In television, you can find us on channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. So proud to have the mayor with us today from the town of Geraldine, Alabama. Doing so many great things around here. Christmas is in the air.
Well, it is. It's great. And
I could have Christmas all year.
Absolutely.
Now, Phil does have me kind of confined just a little bit, because I would have the tree up all year. I mean, I just love Christmas. And so he gets his ways, not all year, but a big part of the year.
Well, your huge wreaths out front are very, very attractive.
Come by at night.
Yeah, I noticed the light out there.
I'm afraid we're going to have airplanes landing.
But I love the decorations, and we've got our park decorated up, lots of lights, and we let people put Christmas trees up. Can't put them up till the day after Thanksgiving, but
you sound like Phil. You got to wait until after Thanksgiving.
Well, you know.
I'm going to go to your next meeting and say, they need to stay up, because they're so classic. We got class in this town. Those lights are beautiful lining the street.
Yeah, I love our Christmas lights, and you know, I mean, I'm not picking on anybody else. I mean, I like all the lights, but you know, ours are all red and green and yellow and orange and a lot of different colors in the lights, and I just think that
it's like a Christmas card.
Adds to it a lot.
Is Catherine the one who picked those out? Because I could just see her.
She had a voice in that.
Because she's a classy lady too. Catherine is the mayor's wife, and you know, she's very well received here. I just love her.
Well, she at least tries to keep me in line a little bit, but
there's always a woman behind the man, and this is a good one right here.
But you know, she definitely has some good ideas on how to do things that I'm not very creative. But you know, we make a good team, I guess.
Yeah.
We've been together 49 and a half years, so
okay, you just scored some points with her. When you said 49 and a half,
yeah,
that's a good thing.
Oh, but I know it's June 22nd.
You've been coached.
Yeah.
The day before my birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah, next June will be 50 years. But
big celebration?
Yeah, probably. Some kind. She bought a plate at a yard sale 2 years ago that says 50th anniversary. And
I know what's coming next.
I said, kind of optimistic there. She said, well, you know, figure you put up with me this long. Or she's put up with me this long. She can put up with me a little longer. But we've got in our park, we've got Christmas trees that people are putting up around the walking track, and we put up a sign, you know, telling who it is, a church or a business or in memory of someone or whatever, that they're real well decorated. And then Jamie, our maintenance guy, and Katina, our clerk, have got some other things. Got a huge blow-up Santa that is an arch that you walk through on the track, and another arch that's been built to put up right at the entrance, and got garland around it, and got lights on our pavilions and that kind of thing. It really looks good, and you know, we always end our parade there, and our local coffee company, Frothy Dog, furnishes hot chocolate, and they're real good to help out with that. And if you happen to be passing through town, Frothy Dog's got good sandwiches and breakfast stuff like that, and they've got an app where you can order ahead of time, just like the bigger places, the Frothy Dog Coffee Company, and but just a lot of great people doing business here. We've always got room for a few more. And you can.
Well, we've got everything in place if you wanted to come and put a business.
Yeah,
in here.
I mean, we've got gigabit speed internet, which is first
That's
thing
extremely
for
important.
most people. If you're a restaurant, it's
I couldn't
sewer.
have it. I
We've
couldn't
got
have
that.
this show here if we didn't have
You
this
couldn't.
internet.
No. And thanks to Farmers Telecommunications, need to give them a shout out. They've got all of DeKalb County covered now, and branching out in some other counties, but
Did they sell cell phones there as well?
not anymore. They did, but I think they uh, decided to stick with just the communication stuff, especially with the gigabit internet. And they've got
They're the
lots
leader
of
in
grants.
that. I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Oh yeah. I mean, they've Mr. Johnson, the president, has spoken at national meetings about that, about what they've done and how they've done it, and
A lot of folks are working from home now,
yeah,
and so if you've got the internet and you got a good service like we have here, I mean, you can do that. There's a lot of folks wanting to move to the country now.
yeah. And Farmers Telecommunications is a co-op, so you know I get a dividend check from them every year because I've had a telephone with them forever, and board of directors, and it's they they meet and figure out what they need to do, and they've made commitment to make things better, and they really do. And but I, always our phone number 256-659-2122 or townofgeraldineal.com website, and you can find information there. But we've got the sewer, got the internet, got people that'll work, got land available, and it's just a great place to be. And we're in the process of building a sidewalk from the school to Highway 75, a little less than a mile. It'll give students access to the library by sidewalk, and
That's nice on a rainy day.
yeah,
To have a sidewalk to walk on.
yeah, it is. And I mentioned when we were applying for the grant, I sent in a couple of pictures I'd made of people in the road in a motorized wheelchair. Got accused of staging it, but I didn't.
It just happens.
But anyway,
It's much safer.
been working on that for several years, but we've got an 80% grant. We're just in the process of getting all the paperwork and everything with Alabama Department of Transportation is helping us with that, and so we'll be getting that done here. Get to be digging in the ground in the spring. There's still lots of paperwork to go back and forth to sign and that kind of thing. And
Can we talk for a minute about the process? Because anytime there's always somebody who gripes and says, well, it's taking too long, but there's a process. And I know this, but when I worked at GTE, I worked on their government accounts. And so I remember getting the big Fort McClellan account thinking, oh, I got that in a bag. I did have it in a bag. It just took forever.
Yeah.
Because you had all these chains of command, people
Yeah.
had to sign off and all this stuff.
I mean,
It takes a while.
of course, we applied for the grant, and that doesn't mean a one day thing to do that.
No, it takes a
I mean, it was. I don't remember. I mean, it was a lot. It was a lot of pages.
But you got somebody that helps you with that,
Yeah,
which is awesome.
Yeah, our council member Larry Lingenfeld is great on that. Former principal, taught school for 39 years.
He was one of my teachers.
And
He doesn't know
then
who
was
I am.
principal.
I was so quiet.
Yeah, I can believe it. I mean, I can only believe it because I
That's
saw
like,
your yearbook where you
you're
were voted
who?
the quietest.
You went to our school, really? I don't remember seeing you. Well, it's because I walked around like that. Stayed in the library, like via the books here.
I'm not saying I didn't believe you, but I did go
I
back and
don't
look at the
think you
yearbook
did,
to
because you did look at me.
verify it.
Kind of this little question mark look in his eyes. It was kind of like, no way.
But anyway, he helps with that, and then so it's a state grant, state of Alabama Department of Transportation. So we worked on it for several weeks and got it sent in, and then probably 2 months later, I mean, they got a lot of applications. So a couple of months later, we got notified that we'd been awarded the grant. So they said, set up a meeting with a engineer and at the Aldott office in 3 weeks. Come down here.
See, it's got to work with their schedule.
Yeah.
So
we went down.
It can't be just like when you say that,
No.
they can't come.
Went to Gunnersville, met. There were 3 people from there, and then there were 2 or 3 people on a Zoom in there from Montgomery and wherever else, going over, all the details and restrictions and stuff. And
so many components.
Yeah, so we did all that, and then a couple weeks later, I got a 19-page document in the mail, just outlining what we need to do, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Had to pass a resolution at a council meeting, and then have it signed by the clerk and the mayor and the town seal, and sent back to the office in Gunnersville. They go back through it and make sure everything's good, all the signatures in the right place. Then they send it to Montgomery, and then somebody down there, when they get to it,
see what I mean?
They'll go through it and make sure everything's.
Could be somebody's on vacation that week, and they can't look at it yet until they come back from vacation.
And or closed for Thanksgiving week or closed for Christmas week.
It's gonna happen.
And then we'll hear back from them, and they'll say, okay, you can get it set up to send out for bids. Bids have to go out for 3 or 4 weeks, and then all the specifications.
And then some of those
that.
people wait until the last minute to bid.
Yeah, and then the bid date, and then we'll open the bids and award the bid, and then. Sound
like you and I've been through that before.
Yeah. And then the contractor, whoever gets the bid, will say, well, I've got these other 3 projects. It may be 3 or 4 months before we can get started, and then it rains for a week, and
the weather has a lot to do with that as well.
I mean, it just takes a long time, but
but it'll happen before you know it.
Yeah. It was the same thing when we were doing the sewer thing. I mean, it was years in process of getting all that done, and but it's worth it, and just have to stay at it and
suffer through it. What's going on 75 as you're heading north out past the bridge?
Well, they're building a new bridge there. That bridge was built 1946, 1947, somewhere along in there.
I'm glad, because I lost my phone service. I would be talking to a client, and they'd go down that bridge and lose them.
And so they're building a new one just to the right of that, and it won't be near as steep of a hill this time.
That's kind of scary.
They're gonna make the bridge much higher, and just moving the road around to connect on that, and it'll be a lot better. And then there's also some clearing going there, for some new housing that's going up. There's actually 3 apartment complexes going up there, and of course, we're redoing the bank for Geraldine Clinic through a grant we got from Congressman Adderholt, and just always like to mention what he's done, our U.S. representative. And
let's go into a commercial.
Okay.
And then we're going to talk about him in just a minute.
Okay.
Okay, y'all hang in there. We'll be right back. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park, and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors, and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Are you ready? Ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462.
Donna's Designs offers a line of handmade memorial, wedding, and keepsake jewelry that launched back in 1970. I'm a self-trained jewelry designer, and I will work closely with you to create unique designs you can love and treasure for years to come. Whether that be flowers that were used in a funeral arrangement or stones you found on the beach at a memorable trip, call me at 256-659-4319, and let's think of the possibilities.
My Towels solved a problem that we've all had with towels. You go into the stores and they feel lotiony and soft, but then you get them home and they wind dry you. That's why I made My Towels. They actually work, they're soft, and they absorb. And now I'm excited to announce 2 brand new lines of My Towels. What makes them the best towels ever is they're now made with 100% long staple Shapir cotton. This is a combed ring-spun cotton that makes My Towels even softer and more absorbent than ever. And now you get a 6-piece set for an amazing introductory sale price as low as $29.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get My Towels for only $29.98. Or you can get my designer premium line for just $20 more. Either way, you save 50% now on all My Towels. They actually work. What a concept. This offer won't last long, so please order now.
MyPillow.com.
We're back from commercial break. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Special thanks to the Chamber of Commerce in Gadsden. They're airing the show there every single day, Monday through Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. They have these huge, I've never seen such a big TV.
Really?
I mean, it's humongous. It's as big as that wall almost. Well, about half of that
Yeah.
wall. But anyway, need to slim down a little bit on that one. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. We have our mayor of Geraldine, Alabama, the town of Geraldine. Chuck Abels is with us. And man, Harold's doing all kinds of great things for us, isn't he?
He is. Of course, you know, the United States Representative's term is 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's in his 13th or 14th term, which means a lot of things. It means he's doing a good job. It means he has seniority. Means that he's, heads up some committees and things. And in a recent email, I just wanted to read a couple things that I was noticed about that. And but he's from Haleyville, which is a small town in Alabama, a little bigger than Geraldine, but
He understands small town
he
life.
does, and he has north part of Alabama all the way from Mississippi to Georgia, about 14 counties, I think. But he's the chairman of the House Appropriations Subcommittee on Labor, Health, and Human Services, and he's just introduced a proposal to trim nearly 30% of its spending impact, and the cuts. It's not to do away with so much, but to, in his words, trim the fat with plenty of money to do the critical jobs. but do it more efficiently. And there are some things that are going away, and some, you know, that are being just trimmed. But he said one of his main thing is to stop regulations that would require schools to allow biological boys to compete against girls in the women's sports. And you know, I'm sad that we have to even talk about that, but in this day and time we do, and he understands that, you know, that's not the logical thing to do. I mean, that's why we have men's sports and women's sports, and they need to compete, you know, against each other.
I totally agree with that. And think about the monies that people put for their daughters. You know, they go to training. Their outfits cost a small fortune.
Yeah.
You know, all that and it's you know, I'm not a women's liberator or anything like that. I know that men have their place and women have their place. That they're stronger than we are. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I've never, you know, I don't think I could be. I would hate to be playing football. You want to put me out there playing for Alabama? They would cream me.
Well, and I'll tell you about this
I might be a
when we get through.
kicker, though. I could be a kicker.
Katina played football in high school.
Why am I not surprised? So what did she play?
I don't know. It wasn't kicker.
It wasn't kicker?
No, she played. I mean,
Well, she's not big.
no.
She could outrun them.
Maybe so, but
Well,
anyway.
now I played football growing up in Oxford.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the only girl in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But I could run faster than they could.
Yeah.
But not for a team. It was just in
Right.
the neighborhood.
Yeah. I mean, this was pads and helmet.
I got to ask her about that next time she's on the
Yeah.
show. We're going to talk about that.
And another thing Mr. Adderholt's doing is working on making adoption easier.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it is such a process to do that. I mean, it's worse than the grant applications, I think. But and I understand, you know, it needs to be done right, and it doesn't need to just be easy for anybody to do that. It needs, but
It costs it costs so much.
yeah, and of course our state representative that represents us here, Jenny Shaver, has just gotten a national award for work that she's done in making adoption easier in Alabama. Of course, he's working for it to be easier in the nation. But another thing about schools that Mr. Adderholt said, schools should be teaching students how to think, not what to think. And that, you know, that just makes so much sense. And nearly, I mean, everything I've seen that he talks about just makes a lot of sense. And I'm just proud to have him representing us. And
I am too, and it's such a great thing he's doing. And I also think often about the tech schools we have here. Critical thinking there, I'm going to tell you what. And they also teach, you know, what to do on a job, you know, getting there on time. They teach, other than the skills, they teach other things that you have to have
right.
in place.
Yeah. And
Just like a father's house, you know, that's
Yeah.
what they teach there as well.
Yeah. Father's House here, addiction recovery, that Katina Blanchett runs, and just amazing results and long-term results. And you know, the 5 years they've been here, 131 kids got their mama back. You know, how can you argue with that? But they get taught discipline and commitment and being on time and that kind of thing. And if they finish the 12-month program, you know, they're definitely ready to get back in society, and 85% of her graduates are still clean. And
well, see, I didn't know what to
amazing.
expect when I went there.
Yeah.
You know, so we're doing craft classes once a month there, and I didn't know what to expect. They acted like they were very happy to be there. You know, but they're getting a chance.
Yeah.
You know, some people never get that chance.
Right. And, you know, hear their stories, you know, been addicted 20 years and, you know, done all this and all that. And, you know, the word they use now, I'm free. And, but they
Free is a beautiful word.
It is. And they, you know, they work in our businesses here, and fast food and grocery store, and, you know,
They feel a sense of purpose.
They do. And,
Everybody's got to have that.
you know, I've just got great respect for them, because, I mean,
Me too.
they've decided, I'm going to make myself better so I can make other people better and raise my family and it, you know, it's a, you know, I've said this before. I told our police chief one time, I said, I've tried to give up sun-kissed and I can't do that. I said, I
Now
feel
got it
sorry
hooked
for
on feet.
feel
I'm
sorry
sorry.
for people that are trying to, you know, get over a drug addiction. I can't.
I'm the same way
can
with
imagine.
chocolate.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
my goodness. You wouldn't want me running your chocolate shop. You wouldn't have any profits.
but you know, we've just got a great place to live and work here and play. Got a lot of state parks around. Got, you know, just lots of things to do. But
If you like to run, there's plenty of beautiful scenery.
Yeah.
You can go to the park or you can go anywhere,
Yeah.
basically. My cousin Brian, I see him running all the street. One time I said, "What are you running from, Brian?"
Yeah.
He said, "I'm exercising."
It's not unusual to see Brian running. But you know, you can get in touch with us 256-659-2122 or our website townofgeraldineal.com, and love to hear from you. You know, got space available. We've got gigabit speed internet. We've got sewer. We've got people that'll work, and
And we got some tech schools here close by,
yeah,
both in any direction.
and 3 community colleges within 25 miles, and they're really
They made
working
it
on
work
their-
through COVID.
yeah, they did.
Oh, and we have like a grand bank. And let me tell you about this. When I was living in Charlotte, it was a big boy bank, okay? And somebody got into my bank account at Christmas, of course,
Yeah.
you know, the busiest time of the year. And it was almost like I had to explain to every single person. So it went up the chain of command, and they couldn't give me the direct telephone number. Here, nothing like that's happened here, but here, if I've got a question about anything, it's like they're Johnny's spot on it. I mean, they get right on it. That's a great thing about a community bank.
You know, Liberty Bank's great. And last week, I'm on the DeKalb County Tourism Board. I was on my way to Northeast Community College to a board meeting last week, and I called our local bank, Liberty Bank, and of course Nancy answered, "How you doing? You know, how can I help you?" And I said, "Is the bank president in?" You know, I said Chris Bailey, his name. She said, "Hold on just a minute." So he answered the phone, and I said, "Hey, I got an email this morning on my way to tourism board meeting. We've got a little money. We're just going to put in a CD, and just wanted to get an idea about what kind of rate we could get." You know, he said, "How much money?" And I told him how long. I said, "You know, probably 12 months." He said, "All right, we can do this rate right here." And I mean, and it was 5.35. I mean, not only did he just
Pretty nice.
tell me, and a couple of other guys had gotten some rates from some other bigger banks, and they weren't anywhere close to that. And so,
By the way, Nancy, by the way, was a beauty queen. So when we graduated from high school, she was like Miss Homecoming or whatever. And not only is she beautiful, she's got the personality to match too. And she'll take care of you. I mean,
Yep.
she's like a mother hen almost.
yeah, she'll visit we for a little bit, but I mean,
Then it's
when
business.
it's business, you know. You go see this
She'll
person.
change the hat.
Yeah.
She'll do that. Yeah, we get to catch you up just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's time to go. I don't want to go.
Me either. Well,
Anyway, we got to go. My name is Donna.
Merry
I'm your
Christmas.
host, and Merry Christmas, everybody. My name is Donna. I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show. And so thank you again so much for watching. We'll see you a little bit later on.